Today is the second video in its series, and we're going to learn how to make 2D characters walk seamlessly in your videos in CreateStudio 4. And before we dive deeper into this, I've got an example that I'd like to share with you. Let's go ahead and watch it and then come back to start creating.
The city comes alive instantly. Cars glide by, birds sweep overhead, and the whole street feels full of motion. Even the characters move with a clean, smooth rhythm that pulls you in. Now let us learn how to make 2D characters walk seamlessly.
I hope you liked the video, and now we're going to dive deeper into showing you how to make those characters walk seamlessly in your videos. And we will be going over a couple of examples. One is working with a close-up, and the other one is working with a wider shot. That way you can animate your characters the way you like. And by the way, if you want to have access to both images that I'm using today in my tutorial, I'll leave a link to them in the description so you can grab them and follow along with me. Now, where do we get those 2D characters? What we need to do is simply click on the studio icon, and then we have a couple of buttons here for different characters. The 3D creator is one that I'm going to work on a little later, and then this is the one that we're on. We're going to click on characters right here, and from this tab, what we want to do is open the drop-down menu, and then we will notice that we have the 2D characters, but in different styles or different categories. So I'm going to point out these characters for you. So we have Supreme. These are 2D characters, just different style. We have Startup, and then we have the minimal characters, and then we have the flow characters. And if you scroll down, you're going to find classy characters. All those characters are 2D, except that they have different styles. So basically, you can have versatility in your videos, especially if you're working with a scene similar to the one that I showed you in the example. You can actually mix and match between those characters and have a diversified characters in your videos. So I'm going to grab one of the classy characters, for example, and then I'm going to pick one. So let's say I want to go with the trainer guy over here, right? So I'm going to drag this guy and drop him onto the timeline right here. And then what I want to do is change the action from idle, or I'm sorry, from wave to walking. So what I need to do is simply click on the wave button right here, and then scroll to the bottom where I can find the walking action, click that. So I want you to understand one thing, that when it comes to working with the walking action for the standard characters, and I mean 2D characters, even standard 3D characters in CreateStudio 4, and the doodle characters, the way how they work is that they have a start and end animation where they have the view of the character pausing or basically standing idle doing nothing, and then they're going to begin making their action, and at the end they have an ending animation where they go back to idle. So as you can see, we have this character. I mean, his default action is waving, so obviously he's about to wave, but he stands idle doing nothing. When you start advancing the playhead forward in time, you'll see that here he begins walking, obviously, because I changed that. If it was waving, then he would do the same thing. Like, he basically starts standing, doing nothing, and then he would start doing the action. And then once he finishes walking at the end, he'll go back to standing again, ready to transition for the next action. If you were to add other actions, what you want to do, especially if you're going to have your characters walk from the very beginning of your scene, is disabling the start and end animation, right? If they're only going to be walking across your screen. And by the way, the 2D characters, the 3D and the doodle characters in CreateStudio can only walk left or right. These are totally different than the 3D creator characters. And I showed you that on my channel. So if you want to learn about 3D creators and how they can spin around and walk in different areas of your background, you can easily go and check it out on my channel. You'll find a lot of tutorials about the 3D creators. But again, we'll go back and focus on the 2D characters today. So like I said, we need to disable the start and end animation for this. So what we're going to do is simply right click on the walking button on the characters track like that. And then we will see a couple of buttons right here. One is disable starting animation, and the second one is going to be disabling ending animation. So I'm going to disable the starting animation just like that. And you can see the idle part has been removed, and he's ready to walk right from the very first frame, which is the 0 frame. So I'm going to right click again so I can disable the ending animation, right? So now he's ready to walk across the screen from start to finish. Because we're working with a close-up, that means I need to scale up my character, make my character, look bigger, just like that. And this basically gives you, again, versatility in your videos, especially if you're working with close-up or wider shots where you can scale down the characters because they're farther out from the camera. They will look different, of course. So this is how you can make your videos different and unique. So I'm going to scale up the character even more than that, just, something like that, like right here, right? He's going to start walking from the left side to the right side. So let's just, extend the character as well in the timeline. This whole thing is only going to take about 5 seconds, like so. And now we're ready to start animating the character. So how do we do this? We simply select the character. We click on add animation above the timeline right here. And under properties, we're going to choose position. Easing is, as always, linear for both in and out. Now we have our keyframes ready on the character's track. What we need to do next is simply, because we disabled the ending animation already, so it's easy for us to drag the second keyframe, hold left click, drag it all the way until the end, like so. Make sure it is selected, and then you can either move your character manually by holding left click on your mouse, or you can hold the shift key and then drag your character all the way to the right side, make him go out the scene. Now if we go back to the very beginning, start watching, and you can see how seamless the character is walking across the screen. If you want to have him walk slower than that, that's fine. You can extend the character, extend the keyframe and background as well, and that's how you can make your characters walk seamlessly. If you want to change the position of your character, that's fine. You could just drag him a little bit down and make him bigger if you want to. You can make him even smaller, something like that, then go up a little like this. So again, just work with the right proportion depending on the size and the position of your character. Now let's click play, and you can see how easy the character is walking. Now, of course, I showed you how to make, multiple characters walk together. If you want to have a group of characters walking across your scene, you'll need to watch my doodle character, the walking cycle for the doodle character. It's in the same playlist. You could just go ahead and watch it if you haven't watched it already. This will also teach you how to work with doodle characters and make them walk seamless in your videos. So now I'm going to take you on to the second example, which is working with a wider shot. So I'm going to delete all this stuff, and then I'm going to grab the image that I got in my folder right here. This is the one. I'm going to drag it and drop it. And as you can see, this one has a wider shot. The buildings are far out. We can see the street. We can see the trees and all this stuff. So now I want to animate my characters and have them walk right back there next to the trees. So I'm going to go back to my studio right here. Again, I'm going to work with the same style of the characters. And then I'm going to go for the young boy over here, drag this character right there, right? And then I'm going to scale him down. So now because he's farther out in my scene, I want to be sure that he's in the right proportionate right here. Let's say he's going to start walking from here, right? And as you can see, like I explained before, the way how these characters work is they have the starting animation and an ending animation. So if you take a look, the default action is waving. So he starts by doing nothing, idle. And then as soon as I start advancing my playhead, he's going to start waving. And when he finishes at the end, he's going to go back to idle back again, ready for the next action. If you were to add other actions, our goal is just to make him walk, from left to right or the other way around. It's up to you. Now I'm going to change the action from wave to walking like that. And now we have him ready. So we just need to do the same thing. Disable start and end animations. I'm going to right click, disable start, right click, disable end, and then extend the character. Now, because the character is going to be walking a long distance from the left side all the way to the right side, I need to give the character time. Otherwise, he's not going to look natural. So I'm going to extend the background. Let's say I'm going to have him walk for about 15 seconds or so. And then I'm going to extend the character as well. Make sure he's lined up with the background, just like so. And now we're ready to start animating. So we select the character, click on add animation. Under properties, well, if it's easing, that's fine. You can choose linear first and then go back to the properties tab like that. And then simply click on position. Now we're all set. We just need to advance the second keyframe of the character, drag it all the way until the end, like so, right? Make sure it's still selected. You can hold the shift key on your keyboard and drag the character. So reason you're doing that, or you're holding the shift button on your keyboard, just to keep the character walking on the same line horizontally, just like that. Now he's going to go out. Let's go back and find out how he looks like. Awesome, right? See that? The speed of the character looks fine. It's okay. I mean, and I like it. And he's walking seamlessly. So if I want to do the same thing for another character, I could do that. I could just go back to my studio again right here. Let's say I pick up another character. So let's do the other young boy right here. I can just grab the character, do the same thing. We're going to change the action from idle to walking right there. Disable start and end by right click, disable end as well for that character. And then we're going to change the size of the character like so. So let's say this guy is going to walk over here like this, right? He's going to start from that point and then resize the character like this, and he is good to go. Next, we need to extend the character all the way until the end. Be sure that all layers are lined up in your timeline, so everything looks seamless. And then now we're start to animate. So we're going to click on Add Animation, Position, Easing, as always, Linear. Now we have our keyframes. Drag the second keyframe all the way until the end. So here's what you can do. You can either have them walk both at the same speed by making sure that your second keyframes are lined up on both characters, or if you want to have a different speed for the other character, let's say this one walks a little faster, right, or slower, you can easily control that by dragging the keyframe either to the left side or to the right side. So this one, let's say if he's going to finish up a little early, right? So let's say it's going to be right here. And then now I'm going to drag the character all the way to the right side. So we're just going to hold Shift key on the keyboard, drag the character all the way like this. And I want to maintain the distance while they're walking. So one thing you need to bear in mind is that when, this guy, when he goes up, let me go back and go back to the settings right here. And then under the canvas mode, you can click on show to be able to see what's happening outside the canvas boundaries. So you can see this is where the first character ends up walking. And then that guy, he has to go way farther than him. Why is that? Because I want to maintain the distance while they're walking right from the left side of our scene and then going all the way to the right side. So I'm going to click on the second keyframe again, and then I'll drag the character over here like so. And then I could just go back and then go back to the settings one more time like so. And then be sure to go to the canvas mode, click on hide. This way you can see the boundaries of your canvas. We're going to start from the beginning again, press play, and there you go. Now you can see they're both walking seamless in your scenes, right? And maintaining the same speed throughout until the end, which is awesome. So of course, now that you learned this, you can add a lot more characters depending on what you're trying to achieve. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful. And by the way, if you want more backgrounds that look 2D just like this one, you can easily find those on Freepik. Freepik is a website that I usually use to source content for my videos. For let's say example, I don't have a specific image that I need in CS. I typically just use Freepik for that. So what I did to find the image that I worked on in my tutorial today is as soon as I hopped onto the website, I typed in 2D wide shot of a modern city street. And then you'll get a lot of amazing backgrounds that you can work with. And so there are some that are free, some that are not. So if you're not subscribed, that's totally fine. You can just simply click on where it says license right here, click on the drop-down menu and then choose free right there. And then you're going to get all the free stuff. That way you can browse through all the free images and then grab them, depending on what you like best. This is the one that I found. As you can see here, this is the one right here. Right? So you can see this is a panoramic image that allows you to create dynamic scenes similar to the one that I showed you in the example, working with the camera animation as well. So yeah, I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.